another video. I thought I might perhaps do something a little bit different today, a different angle. Might do it sort of standing up, see how it turns out. I think it looks pretty bad. It's really bright light. Yeah, the light's not too bright. I think it just doesn't look right. But anyway, I haven't been on for a couple of weeks, which is probably a couple of years in YouTube time. Just been busy doing a few things. I've still been buying a shitload of DVDs though, DVDs and Blu-rays. You know, feeding the addiction, I suppose as you should call it. Okay, yes, let's get started into it. They've got 5 steelbooks, as you can probably read from the title there. Actually, I'm a bit scruffy today. Actually, I probably should apologise about that. I'm not sure no one really cares, but I've got to deal with the shave and haircut. But anyway, that's probably irrelevant. Yeah, so I've got 5 steelbooks. First 2 here are ones that I've heard really bad things about, but I bought them anyway because they were reasonably cheap. So yeah, let's get started into it. This one I got here is actually a second-hand steelbook. I don't normally perhaps buy second-hand steelbooks. I think there's a couple of dents here and there in it, but be alright. Yeah, 2012. Yeah, I've heard a lot of negative things about it. I perhaps haven't necessarily heard why they thought it was a bad movie, but everyone just says it's a crap movie. But I actually enjoyed it. I actually thought it was quite a good movie. I mean, it's very over the top and you know, perhaps a bit unbelievable, I suppose. But they had pretty decent special effects in it, and storyline was pretty good. I thought pretty engrossing. It's a pretty sort of long film. I think perhaps towards the end I was sort of glad it was about to sort of finish. But I mean, it was just pretty really intense sort of scenes and so heart pounding scenes in it. Sure, a lot of people perhaps already know what it's about, I suppose. But so it's about sort of the Mayan calendar's about to end. So of course the world's going to end on a certain date. You got I think it stars John Cusack in it. He's basically his sort of backstory. He's a bit estranged from his ex-wife and his kids, and he sort of has a job as, I think it's like a limo driver for a pretty rich sort of family, sort of driving them around. He sort of finds out that the government's been making these. The government's pretty sure that the world's going to end on a certain day. He sort of finds out that that they've sort of made special plans to escape, to get away from the end of days, I suppose, and have to sort of build these big huge ships to survive the end of days sort of thing. I think I saw this a few weeks ago, so I'm pretty sure that's the storyline to it. But yeah, I actually thought this was a really good movie. Good decent storyline, special effects. Of course, it's, action scenes are a bit over the top and far-fetched and stuff, but it's very entertaining to watch though. Pretty decent movie. Okay, it's 2012. This one I got was another one that had supposed to be a bit of a cheesy shit fest, as they say. Lots of CGI and not much sort of storyline, but The Green Lantern. I actually thought this was a really good movie. I heard a lot of bad things about it, and I still had a bit of a keen idea to. I come up with the slip cover. I had really, I still wanted to have a bit of a look at it, see what it was like, and so I saw this cheap, and I thought, I'll grab that. So I did, and I actually thought it was a pretty decent movie. Decent storyline. Wasn't, I mean, the CGI in it, but that wasn't sort of over the top though. It wasn't too cheesy. A few cheesy moments here and there, a few bits of cheesy dialogue and stuff, but I thought it was a pretty decent film. Ryan Reynolds did a good job as the Green Hornet, and reminded me a lot of Superman, and reminded me a lot of Spider-Man as well. This is probably the movie that Spider-Man should have been, that sort of thing. Decent storyline, decent action. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good film. Well, if you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth it, especially if you're a comic book fan of superhero fan. Definitely worth a watch. Next one I got was one which I was actually a bit disappointed in the steelbook, to be honest. It cost me a fair bit of money, and there's hardly any sort of artwork in it. I was really disappointed with it. I mean, I didn't really. I mean, perhaps I should have, perhaps done a bit of research into it before I bought it. But there's absolutely no artwork inside. I'll tell you about Ratatouille. I think it's the German edition, German steelbook. But yeah, absolutely nothing in there. Absolutely no artwork in that. There's a few sort of little thingies in there, little sort of thingies and stuff, but that's about it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily, I'm not huge, it doesn't need to necessarily have artwork and, but this is supposed to be, a Disney film, and it's supposed to be, if you're going to have a steelbook of a Disney film, I think you at least have, decent artwork, and because it's pretty much a premium, premium product, isn't it? A premium edition, a Disney one, like. But I don't know. It's a really good film though. Definitely worth a watch. Good storyline, good CGI, good animation in it. About a rat that can about a rat that can cook. Decent. That's a decent one. Different one you should watch. But anyway, that's Ratatouille. The next one, let's get the one. I'll show this one first. Resident Evil Afterlife, which I think is the fourth one in the franchise, or the fifth one, I suppose. If you count there was a animated CGI one as well, but that's probably different category, I suppose. I think the fifth one comes out sometimes this year, doesn't it? I think. Actually, this is probably my second favourite one out of the. After the first one, of course, which I don't know. It's just something about it I like. I don't know what it is. I mean, I can see some people might say this is probably the worst one of the franchise, because when you think about it, nothing really happens in it. It's like nothing at all. It's very, yeah. I mean, we sort of follow on from the last film, and she's flying around in that little red. I'm a bit of a spoiler for her, I suppose, but she's flying around in the little red plane, and she goes to where where the all the survivors should be, and where she thinks the survivors should be. And I'm pretty sure Claire should be there from the last film. She was that's where she went to. And she gets there and no one there. Claire's there, but she's got some sort of some sort of thing on it that's sort of wiped out of memory or something. So she picks her up. They get back in the plane and they fly around a bit more into a bigger sort of city. Then they see this sort of group of people on top of a building, so they land the plane. We meet a few more characters. They talk about some things. Then basically they decide to. They're supposed to be on a boat now, but I reckon that's where all the survivors are on this boat. So they decide to go on the boat. There's a big sort of boss fight, I suppose. There's a big huge guy that they've got to try to escape from, and so they eventually they get onto the boat, and a bit of a twist at the end, and then it ends. I mean, it's not really nothing really exciting happens. Nothing really happens in the movie, I suppose. But for some reason, I still like it. I just think after I just find that it's sort of building up to something. All these films seem to be building up to some big sort of final conclusion, and I just sort of wish they'd get on with it. Hopefully this fifth one's going to be the last one in the franchise, because I'm sort of getting a bit impatient for this sort of. It might just be me, but I feel there's some sort of big huge finale that's supposed to be happening at some point, and we just sort of been, I don't know, sort of spoon-fed little bits of information, and it's very sort of, 5 films to get to the end. It's a bit, I don't know, a bit over the top anyway. I don't know, I feel a bit cheated perhaps in some respects. So hopefully when we watch the 5th one, hopefully they will, we'll see what's going to happen. Hopefully it's going to. Okay, and the last one here is one that I heard. It's probably the opposite to the first two, where I sort of said that films that I heard, bad things about, and it was actually quite a good movie. This is actually one that I heard a lot of good things about, but I didn't really. I didn't necessarily hate it. I still think it was a good movie, and I enjoyed it to some respects. But I was pretty much disappointed in it though. Talking about Hanna, which I think came out in 2010. I mean, it wasn't necessarily a bad film. Oh, I've got mail. It wasn't necessarily a bad film, and it had some really good bits in it. I thought really good sort of scenes, and some of the action scenes were pretty good. Other action scenes are a bit off, I think. It was just the storyline. The storyline obviously is, was fairly decent. It was a good idea, and because it's something that I had to. This sort of storyline, something that sort of appeals to me. It's a decent sort of storyline. Because I'm actually, you might laugh a bit. I've actually got a bit of a book. I want to write a book, and this is sort of the sort of genre, the sort of idea that I was going to have in my book. So, or similar sort of idea anyway. But yeah, the storyline, it just didn't. It just wasn't sort of. It didn't make sense. It didn't. I mean, the idea made sense, and I understand what they were trying to do. But it just. If you look at it, sort of trying to. I understand it's only a movie, but if you look at it logically, there's a huge amount of plot hole in it that just didn't make sense. We weren't sort of told enough of the backstory and the reasons for what's happening in the film, and it's. I mean, okay, I should go past the storyline, but if you haven't sort of, if you don't know what the film's about, it's about Hanna, obviously, and her father, Eric Bana. Essentially, you find out that Hannah's mother was killed by this other woman. So especially, I think it's 13 years that Hannah's been alive. She's sort of been brought up to fight and just to look, defend herself, and always been on guard. But essentially, because she wants to, they're going to have revenge on this woman that's killed her mother. So yeah, obviously, she gets to a point where she's strong enough and she obviously wants to have revenge. So then the rest of the film is just about that. But it's just, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, I don't understand the Eric Bana character. Like, he's supposed to be CGI? CSI, CSI, CIA, that's it, agent. He's supposed to be really good fighter, and really, probably, I think really intelligent. But the way he sort of goes about teaching Hanna is just really. I mean, obviously he teaches about fighting, and sort of gives her like an education on countries and words and different languages, and how to fight, and trivia facts, and all this, knows all this information. But it's all textbook information. It's not necessarily how to live. It's not like she sort of has this sort of. She sort of leaves to hunt down, to kill have revenge. But she sort of meets these other teenagers, and she's really awkward about them, around them, because she hasn't been sort of taught how to react to people, and how to be a normal girl sort of thing, and how to. I mean, I understand she's been living in the snow for all her life, and obviously, she doesn't know about the outside world. But that's the point, Dave. Eric Bana should have taught her about the outside life and how to survive. Like she's going to go and have this revenge, and then what? Then she's got to go back to the cabin again, because she can't function outside in the normal world. She doesn't know how to use the internet. She doesn't know how to react to people, how to talk to people, and just survive as a normal person. Eric Bana should have taught her how to live normally in some respects. So that's what I didn't like about it. It just didn't seem to be very thought through, and I mean, I understand it's a movie, and we sort of miss bits out. We don't need to sort of be told every single thing, but there was just too many of these sort of plot holes in her backstory, and in her being taught, and it just wouldn't did defy any sort of logic, and it just wouldn't have happened. Like, it's just silly. I don't know. I think I'm rambling on a bit too much. So that's my 5 steelbooks. Hope I didn't talk too much about them. So I got plenty more DVDs. I bought another 15, I think, over the last 2 weeks, I think. So hopefully I'll do some more updates sometime soon. Thanks for watching. If you want to make some comments, that'd be great. Thanks for all subscribers. Hope you're all doing well. And until next time, I'll see you later on. Bye.